Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's eyeshadow tutorial, I am going to be using 3 different palettes. I wanted to come on here and just let you know which 3 they were, so that way you know that I'm going to be using 3 of them. The first one is the Colourpop Golden State of Mind. I'm mainly using that one for the glitter colors that I use. The next palette is the Just Peachy by Too Faced, and this one I use mainly for like the transition shades. And then pretty much the main color from the eye look is this color right here from the NYX Little Eyeshadow Palette. I do have full videos on all 3 of these items, so if you're interested in that, I'll have them linked up there. But I just wanted to come on here and tell you that I'm using 3 palettes. I really want to use more palettes in my videos and like mix and match, and also show you like different colors and different looks, you know what I mean? And I need to get use out of my palette, so what better way than to show you some different eyeshadow tutorials. So with that being said, I am just gonna go ahead and get into the eyeshadow tutorial part of the video. The first color that I'm going to take is from the NYX palette, and I'm going to take this little color right here. This one is one that I got from a Christmas kit that they came out with this year for 2017. So I'm going to use that shade, which is pretty much just like my skin tone shade, and set my primer. I'm close to pulling that hair out because it doesn't want to stay. Okay, so then I'm gonna use the Just Peachy palette, and I'm gonna take this color right here called Peaches and Cream, right here in the corner. And I'm gonna apply that as my transition shade, so right here, starting in the middle, and then working my way up, just going over that over and over, just to make sure that it looks blended. And you can use a really fluffy brush for this, and it really helps to blend out your eyeshadow. So that's one layer. I'm gonna go in with one more. Also, what's helpful to me is to hold the brush towards the bottom, so that way it's a little bit lighter. Don't be afraid to like drag it out here either. Then I'm gonna go back to the NYX palette, and I'm gonna use this eyeshadow right here in the corner. And I'm gonna take another blending brush, but this one is a little bit more dense than the first one that we used. And I'm going to start right here on the outer corner, and then just start blending it towards the inside and blending it towards the top. And I'm going to build up the color, so that's like with one layer of the eyeshadow. Then with the second one, I'm going to start off right here, since that's where I want the darkest color to be. And then I'm gonna go over the same area, but you want to slowly build up the color, so that way it's not so harsh and it looks a little bit more blended. Don't be afraid to go out, and don't be afraid to go up. So one more time, I'm gonna take that same color and apply it out here again. I'm just keeping it lower, so that way I don't make this part up here too dark, just keeping this part lower. And that's it. So now I'm going to do a cut crease, but for the cut crease, I'm going to use my foundation. This one is the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation, and it's not super light, so it helps me. And it's not super light, it's like my skin tone color, obviously, because it's my foundation, so it makes like the cut crease not really light. And I'm going to just do a half cut crease. And then I just like to look forward to make sure that they're both pretty even, like they're the same on each eye. And that's it. You see how it's not like super light? Sometimes I do use a light concealer for the cut crease, but other times I just like to use the foundation. Okay, so now to give myself a little bit of shimmer, I'm going to use the Colourpop State of Mind palette. And I'm going to use this bronzy color right here. This one's called Uptight. No, it's not called Uptight. Yes, it is. It's called Uptight, and it's like a bronzy gold. So I'm also going to take a fluffy shader brush, but I'm going to spray it with some makeup mist because it does not work without any mist at all. And with that color, I'm going to apply it right on the inner part of the cut crease. And these eyeshadows from this Colourpop palette do have a lot of fallout, but look at how pretty and shimmery it looks, you know, once you apply it. Like it does look really nice. You just need a primer water in order for it to stay and for it to pick up on the the brush because otherwise it won't pick up at all. So I just basically covered up my whole cut crease that I created with the foundation. And then the other color that I'm going to use is from the Colourpop palette, and I'm going to use this shade in the corner. This one's called Golden Egg. And that eyeshadow, I'm going to use it to, let me spray my brush. I'm going to use it to highlight my brow bone and also my inner corner. I'm just going to pop this right here in the middle. I'm going to apply it a little bit on the lower lash line. And then take a little bit more and apply it right here on the brow bone. And that's it. That's it for the Colourpop palette. So I'm going to go back to the NYX palette and I'm going to use the magenta shade. I'm going to use the same blending brush that I was using. And I'm going to build up the intensity of the color on the outer corner. And I'm also going to apply this on top of the glitter because I want it to start fading into a darker tone that we're going to get to on the outer corner like we did over here. So I'm just going to apply that right on top. And just build up the color as dark as you want it. I just go over it until I like the way that it looks. So with the color that's already on here without applying more, I'm just going to blend out this top part because I do want the brow bone highlight to blend into the eyeshadow. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of that color and apply it again. And you're basically just building up the color slowly. Okay, so now we have the gold and you see how it's like fading into the magenta color. Well, now I'm going to apply a darker magenta, but it's a burgundy shade, and it's also from the Just Peachy palette. I'm using 3 palettes in today's look, and it is the color Just Ripe, so this one right here. That one is a matte shade. It has no shimmer. I'm just keeping the rest of the eyeshadows besides like the inner corner and the cut crease. I'm keeping the other ones matte, so I'm going to concentrate this one on the outer part. Just pack on that color and then a little bit up so that way you can start blending. Go over this line up there, not too much. And I'm going to take a little bit more and concentrate that on the outer corner over here. Just building up the intensity slowly. Now I'm going to take my brush that I had the Colourpop eyeshadows and go over this part because it still has a little bit of glitter eyeshadow. And I want to just reapply it a little bit because sometimes it starts to fade because of the blending out. So there we go. So now I'm going to clean this up and I'll be back. So now I'm going to go back into the Peach palette and I'm going to build up the lower lash line with the same colors that I used on top. So I'm taking Peaches and Cream first and applying that down here. Then taking Just Peachy, which is the shade that I used for transition. And we're still like super messy down here a little bit, but I'll clean that up later. Next, I'm going to use the NYX color, the magenta shade, and applying that down here too. Now down here you can't even see the transition shade or anything. I just like to do the same thing so that way I get the same shade that I have on top. And then lastly, I'm going to take Just Ripe from the Too Faced palette and apply that mainly on the outer part of the eye. Okay, now to get a little bit more precise, I'm going to take that same shade, Just Ripe, which is the dark burgundy eyeshadow from the Just Peachy palette, and I'm going to apply that on the outer corner. And I'm just going to use like this pencil brush for that. Okay, so now I'm going to clean this up and then I'll be back. Next, I'm going to take my gel liner and apply that on my waterline. And then for the wing, I'm going to use the matte liquid eyeliner by NYX. And I'm going to create a thick wing. So right here in the middle. And go towards the inside. I'm just going to stop right there. I'm going to grab a little bit more product because whenever I do the outer wing, I like to make sure that I have plenty of product. And then I'm gonna go straight up. And then I'm gonna go in. So I'm gonna fill this in right here and connect the lines. And then I'm just gonna flick it. Just like that. And then I like to do this, I like to make the inner corner just a little bit pointy. So I'm gonna take a little bit more product and I'm gonna create a little line here. And then just connect it with the water line. And then I like to go over this part, so that way it connects smoothly. And there, I just feel like that really elongates the eye and I really like the way that that looks. Before applying my falsies, I'm gonna use the L'Oreal mascara, what is it called? Paradise Mascara. So for eyelashes, I'm gonna use these very thick eyelashes. I don't remember the name of them. Sorry, there's a loud car. I don't remember the name of them, but I'm gonna link them below. I know I got them from Ulta and they're by Eyeliner, I think that's what they're called. I'm not sure, but I'll have them linked below. They're just really, really dramatic, pretty much. And they have a thick band, just so you know. Which, thick bands are not like my favorite, but I really like the way that the eyelashes look for a dramatic eyeshadow. Because they're just like really fluffy. And these I have to make sure that the inner corner and the outer corner are really like stuck on my eye, or else they'll bother me like all day. Then I'm gonna do the lower lashes, and I'm also gonna use the L'Oreal mascara. And then to finish off the look, I'm going to use this lipstick by Ciate. This one's a liquid velvet in the color Bittersweet. I think it's a little bit too cool. Let me get a different nude. Okay, so I'm just going to put this one right on top of it. This one's called Sogno. It's by Stila. I think this one's okay.